Hello YouTube, I'm Adam, and in this video I'll be showing you the inside of this. It's an airsoft gun that I made recently. Took me about a month to make. Cost around $80. It's a Bullpup Design because the magazine is behind the trigger. And it's full aluminum. Got most of the metal at Home Depot and SpeedyMetals.com. It shoots at around 300 FPS, a .2 gram BB, and it's spring powered. I made the whole thing using a metal lathe, bandsaw, Dremel, drill press, belt sander, and bench grinder. And now I'll be taking this apart. Okay, now we're down in my basement because lighting issues, but I will be going through every part of the inside of my gun. This is the whole thing. Okay, well, I think I'll just go from the bottom up. Starting with these are just the brackets. They just go on the outside of the gun. They're for aesthetic purposes. They don't really serve any actual function. I guess next we'll move on to the magazine. It is just a piece or two pieces of C-channel and some aluminum bar that I got at Home Depot. This is what's on the inside of the magazine. This is an arrow tube, and I cut a long slit in it and put this little stainless steel, or I machined this little stainless steel piston kind of thing just to push the BBs up. And there's a I don't know if I can get this out, but there's a spring inside right there, if you can see it. But I just machined these pieces and this piece right here. This is the magazine holder. It is just meant for the magazine to, or it's just meant to lock the magazine in place. Let's see, doesn't move out. It is made out of a few four pieces of C-channel. See, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I have the same aluminum bar is on here. I'm gonna just put two of them, and I put a little piece of the same aluminum bar right here and here and here and here, just to make it so that the magazine would fit pretty snugly inside. The magazine release mechanism is just a toggle bolt. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, that's what happens when it just catches on this hole right here. This is just the handle. It's just a piece of aluminum, and I cut a fishtail, as you can see. This is the trigger guard. This is just a solid piece of aluminum, and I just cut that aluminum bar and just screwed it on right there. But yeah, this just screws on to the bottom of this right here. This right here is the BB feeding system. It goes into the magazine holder like this.
See the magazine holder has a little piece of solid aluminum in there, and I just cut a hole in it. See? And this just goes in here. And this part right here is just an O-ring to make it so that BBs won't come out, or won't come back out when you load them in. This rail system was actually really difficult for me to make. I tried a couple different things. I tried using a copper tube, just a solid copper tube, and bending it at a right angle, and that didn't work because it was, I guess the inside diameter was too small for the BB to go through. And I tried surgical tubing, which was perfect size for the BBs, but the BBs would get clogged up for some reason, because I'm guessing because the surgical tube would like bend and just create like, I don't know, like a clog kind of thing. I don't know. But this is the best idea that I had, and it was just really hard to make it so that the BBs would go at a right angle in such a small like width or radius, I guess. But yeah, it's just two aluminum bushings that I made, and I just drilled 4 holes in it and put copper wire, and I just kind of maneuvered them in place so that the BBs would just glide through. These tubes are just made out of aero bodies. It's not the same aero bodies that's in this. These are like carbon fiber or something like that, I'm pretty sure. What else? Also, this just fits right around the trigger mechanism. As you can see, it has like a little hole that this can just fit right through. The trigger mechanism, this is just a piece of C-channel, and I cut all of this with the Dremel. This configuration for a trigger is not very good because it misfires occasionally, but I don't know if you can see how it would work. But that piece that's moving right now, that would just wedge against the top of this tube, because this tube is what holds all of this. It holds this and this. And this piece right here that's moving would wedge itself against the top of this tube and just force this down, and it would just release the piston. This is just an end cap for the for this tube right here. See how it's like a flat side. What else? Guess we'll move on to the piston and the plunger. This is the plunger. This is just an aluminum rod that I machined down. This is just another piece of aluminum that I machined down. And I cut holes in it to make it so that it wouldn't be as airtight, because I didn't have to make it so it's not as airtight. It's kind of hard to explain right now, but yeah. This is the piston. This is just copper tubing that I got at Home Depot, and these are just PVC pipe bushings that I made. This is the inside of it. It's just a little brass piece that I made, and this is just like, it's a little bit smaller than a BB, because when you push the piston, or when you pull the action back and push it forward, you pull this whole thing back, and this catches, then you push it forward and that stays there. And when you push it forward, this part right here goes through this. And this hole right here is attached to this part right here for the BB feeding system. So the BBs just come up there, and then you just push it through, and the BBs go through and into here. This right here is, I don't know what you'd call this, but the BBs go in here, and this hole is just small enough so BBs won't come out this way. And this is a rubber washer, or a few rubber washers. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's a few rubber washers. And BBs, if you just held it down like this, the BB wouldn't come out, but you could push it through. So that's what it's meant to do. This is just like the pull back thing. It's what you pull back the action with. This right here, this is the barrel, and I don't know what you'd call this either, but inside is a rubber washer, and I put 2 screws on it so you could screw it down and gauge the inner diameter of the rubber washer. It's just meant so that if you're holding your barrel downwards, or if you're holding the gun downwards, that the BBs won't just like fall out. These rubber washers are here. They go on this piston part like that, so that I could like gauge the length that this goes into here, because this rubber washer is in at a certain depth, and if I put more of these rubber washers in, it would put the BB back a little bit further, and maybe it would be behind the rubber washer, and so that it would cause some kind of it would make it so the BB wouldn't go as far, I guess. And if these weren't here, then, and you pushed it through, then the BBs would just fall right out. This is the spring, or I guess it's 2 springs. I just put them inside each other, but the inside one is just a spring that I got it from a Nerf gun, and this other spring right here is a spring I got at Home Depot. This is the butt cap. It's just meant to like hold everything in place, or it just goes in the back. It's just a butt cap. This is just like the barrel cover, I guess. I got this tube at Home Depot, and this is just a bushing that I made to secure it to the barrel. This is a mock suppressor I made. These are just some bushings that I made to secure these 2 tubes together, and also to secure this rail / buttstock to the whole gun. This right here is for aesthetic purposes. This right here is the like trigger tube, I guess, trigger mechanism tube. I don't know what you'd really call it, but I just cut a long slit down with my Dremel, and yeah, that was pretty hard actually doing that. This is just like the main tube that all of like the piston and this stuff and these bushings and this is in. The rail sight / buttstock I made from, well, let me see if I can get this stuff out of the way so you can see it better. So this right here, these 2 pieces are just C-channel. I don't know if you can see that. And under here, this is just C-channel all along. And if you can see, those are just pieces of sheet metal that I got at Home Depot. This, and I just cut it on my bandsaw. This right here is the same aluminum bar that's on like the magazine and the magazine holder. And this is just a solid piece of aluminum that I cut on my bandsaw. And I think that actually might be everything.